Hey guys, welcome to SLT Learning, and today we're gonna talk about the Java practicals, right? So I'm starting this playlist for a couple of Java practicals because few of the my candidate in research interview they are struggling to answer few questions when they are giving the interview for the automation engineer, right? Because most of the time when we says automation tester or automation engineer, right, we mainly focus on testing concept and all those things, but practicals it could be the Java, it could be the JavaScript. The practical knowledge is much required now because most of the automation engineer are doing the, like, I will just say 70% of programming and 30% of the validation and the concept of the testing and all those things, right? So always pick up few of the practical if you have any interview schedule, right, in upcoming days. Always do some hands-on practice on few of the things that will help you to understand how the loopings work, what is the different arrays things and all those things, right? So that is the reason today I'm going to cover this reverse string practical for you. And there are three way we can do the reverse string, right? If they in interview they will ask you, okay, this is a string, can you go and reverse it, right? So there are three possibility or three way, I will just say, we can reverse. Okay, so the first one will be using the character array, right? So from that string you can divide your string into the character, right? And how it's gonna be work, let's do it. So currently I have opened my in Eclipse I have created one package, and I'm gonna say new class, and I will just say reverse string practical. Okay, and I'm gonna include this main method. Okay, so always remember one thing, guys. Okay, whenever you are doing any practical, right, even in your interview or in, even if you are learning, always keep notepad with you. Okay, if you do not have notepad, try to use MS Paint or try to use the this inbuilt notepad, right, to understand the logic. Because without understanding a logic you cannot do anything. Okay, so let's mainly prefer like the MS Paint, right? So let me just open that one. So here is the definition of practical. Definition, right? First understand definition. Reverse the string. So whenever they says, okay, reverse the number, or do the verify the string is palindrome or not, or many like known practicals nowadays they ask for the automation engineer role, right? So this is reverse the string, right? So you should always understand, okay, it would be one string as a input and you need to reverse it. Okay, so to create this mindset. Okay, just because being a testing background or non IT background, right, if you are going to the automation, you have to develop this mindset, right, to understand from the logic. So I have one string, I have to reverse it. Okay, so let's suppose I have one string, let's suppose str, right, and my string is ABCV, or I will just say SLT learning. Okay, so this is my string, guys, SLT learning. Okay, now they want me, they can give you anything, they can give you your name as well, your first name, last name as well, right? Anything they can give you. So now they want you to reverse this. Okay, so what you can do, you need to start it from G and I and you need to print in a reverse order. Okay, so first of all, understand, whenever we have a string, right? So string is the combination of character, combination of character. So here we have a hint, right? So what we can do, we can divide string into the character, right? And we can add them in character array. I have one separate video on array things, right? You can just go on my YouTube channel and you can just refer that particular things, that will give you the more idea. Okay, so divide the string into the character and then print that character array in a reverse order. Okay, so what is SLT learning, right? This is my original string. Now if I want to divide this one in a different separate character, it would be the SLT. You got my point? So this gonna be says L E A R I N G. And also understand this space between SLT learning, right? This could be also count as a character. So space would be also there. Okay. So this is my character. This is the character I am just dividing my original string, right? Now I want to store them, right? I want to store this each and every character. This is the character, right? These are the character. Each and every character, including this space, guys, I have to store somewhere. So for that one, what is the first approach we're gonna take? Using character array, right? This is the syntax I have given, but we're gonna use the character array and we're gonna store that one. Okay. So we will store this one, and once we will store in a character, right? What we will do? We will start printing from the G, means from the last to beginning. Okay, so this is the approach we're gonna do, and let me show you this one practically. So let's we take one string. Okay, so I'm just gonna take. They will give you the input if they are asking you in a practical. They will give you the input. So I'm gonna take same thing SLT learning, right? So if you see SLT learning, right, how many character it will have. So let me just count down manually for you, right? One, two, three. The space is next one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 character total, right? Now in Java, right, if we have inbuilt function, if you want to find the length of string, right? So what you can just say is you will have one function called str.length, right? So what you can do over here, guys, so I will just say integer length, right? And I will just say str.length, right? So this is my length. Now let's suppose we will print this length. I want to show you this function as well, right? So string length is, do this small thing, guys. This will give you the confidence. Okay. So I'm gonna print the length. It will be like this method, right? Length method. If you mouse over on that one, it will give you the more information. Return the length of the things, right? And what will be the information and all those things. So I'm gonna print this length. If I right click and just says run Java program or Java application, right? It says 12 character. You see. So let me take it down over here. So let me take it down over here. So it says 12 character, and when I manually count, it give me the 12 because it is counting this space as well, guys, right? So now I understood I have 12 character, right? And I need a character array which will store each character into that one. So how we gonna define the character array, guys? So define character array, right? So let me just say I will just say char and ch, right? And I will just say this is one of the function, right, that will help you to convert the string into the character array. So I will just say str dot to char array. You see, if you mouse over, you just convert the string into the new character array. So always when if you're a learner, right, if you're learning something on programming, always learn these tool tips. This will really help you. Okay, as a, like, if you're a manual tester, it will looks boring initially, but this will really help you to understand the logic. Okay, so always understand this one. Now it just says ch character array. So what this function will do, this function will create one character array which will contain all this character from this string. Okay, now always remember array, the first index, right? First index of the array, first index of the array is 0. Okay, and length of the array will be total number of character minus 1. Okay, so these two things you should always remember. Okay, when you are working or when you are playing with the array, you should always remember. Okay, so now let's we do one thing. Now we will have this character array, right? And we also know character array will start with 0. So let's suppose if I print, right, I'm just showing you manually. I want to print ch 0. Okay, guys. I want to print ch0. So what it gonna print? It gonna print the first one, the s, right? The same way I'm gonna say, understand these things from over here. How this gonna be work? Okay, but do not do these techniques in your practicals. It will look like it will not create good impression. But I want to make you understand. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm just taking till 8. Okay, now if I just say this one, it will print s, then next one will be print l, right? The next one, then t, right? And if I just says like this one, I will just say last, I'm just gonna say 12, right? If you see over here 12, it will give us some error, and I want to show you that error. So I'm gonna print this one. I click and run as a Java application. And you see, it says string length is 12. It print SLT, means 1012. Then space is also a character, guys. Remember? So 3, 4, 5, running, right? And then it just says index 12 is out of the length of 12, right? Why? Because remember the last character, right? Or last I will just say element in an array is always n minus 1, right? So if I want to print last this g, I should always enter n means 12, length is 12, and minus 1 will be 11, right? So this is one of the exception you will normally face when you initially working with array. So now it's printing g, you see, g means the last character of this thing. So this is how it looks manually, right? Now I know you might be have some basic knowledge of the things, how you gonna do the, I will just say is uh, the for loop and all those things, right? I have already created the video for that one on my channel SLT learning. There is a separate playlist for Java practicals. I will also put this video over there. But what we're gonna do now, we're gonna use for loop, because this will look bad, right? If we use this practice, that will look bad, and we know what could be your first I will just say the integer, or the I will just say starting point, that will be 0, and the last will be 11. But now we need to reverse the string, so we need to start it from g, means we need to start it from 11. Okay, so I'm gonna put this little bit down, and what I'm gonna do, I will just say simple for loop integer I is equal to, what I need to do, I need to start from 11. So how I get 11? Length minus 1. Okay, I am not saying directly 11, I am just saying length minus 1. Why? If suppose if I change this string, it will work, so I am making it dynamic. Okay, so length minus 1 will be the last character of my string, so it will be the 11. Then what I can do next, I will just say is I greater than and equal to 0. So run that till run the loop till the value will come to the 0. After that, it will got stop automatically, and I minus minus. Okay, I minus minus. Now I want to print these things, guys. See, I want to print these things. Okay, I want to print these things, and I will just replace this integer 0. I will just replace with I. The see the image. Okay, now I'm not taking any another reverse string variable like as a null or as a blank, right? I want you to do like this way directly, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna delete this one, because this is not required, and I would suggest you should not use this one. Okay, and I'm gonna run this program now. So if I right click, run a Java application, you will see GNINRALL space TLS, right? Now you see, this is because of print ln, it is printing in a next line, right? I'm going to remove this one, and let's we see now. So it says the reverse. Okay, it says totally reverse. So this is how you're going to reverse the string. Okay, so if let's suppose if I remove this one, right? If I just remove this one, and I will just say Ankit, right? And I will print this one, right? will again run this one. It will work. Why? Because I have made this length dynamically over here. So whatever will take, it will print it over here. If I just say is ABCD, right? And if I right click and run it, it will put CDBA, right? So this is how this reverse logic will work. Divide the array into the divide the string into the character array, and then take that character array from last character to the first one in a reverse order using a for loop. If you explain this way, or if you write this way your project, right, or in your program in interview, that will give you the good marks, right? Showcase this length, this character array method, right? Always read these things, guys. This is really helpful. And this is how you can, the first way, right? This is the first way. Using a character array, you. Okay, guys. So now let's we take another way to reverse the string, right? So for that one, we're gonna use our concatenations operator for a string. So what is concatenation operator? So first, let's we understand that one. Okay, the logic that we have already understand, right? We will have a string. We have to reverse the string dividing by in a character. But what is this operator, right? The concatenations, right? So let me just show you in Excel, right? So in Excel as well, right? If you remember, we have A, B, or C, something like that way. And if you use this method, concatenate, right? So this will take one string, right? You see ABC. So this is our string and this is the character that we have. But using the concatenate, we can make it combine. So similar way in Java, right? When you want to combine two string, you can use plus sign and you can combine them as well. Okay. So this is our first way of doing this one. But let's we keep this one as it is. I'm gonna use SLT learning. Okay, over here, and I will keep this one as it is. But now, suppose in a second way. I will just say a second way using concatenation method, right? So it is similar where, but the little bit different is that instead of the character array, right, we need to use this one, right? This char at, right, means character at location. You got my point? Character at locations, right? So how this gonna be work? So let me just show you initially the basic one. So suppose if I want to print, I'm just gonna comment all those things. I'm just comment this first part. Okay, I will comment this first part, and this is the multiple line comment you can do. Okay, single line, double slash, but multiple line you can do like this way. Now suppose I want to print this one, right, and this way, right, character array. But over here we have character array. So suppose if I directly print like this, right, I will just say str my string dot char at 0. Right, caret 0 means we all know it's gonna print s. And if I just says character at 11, that will be gonna print g, means last character. Let's we see and print it. Okay, so this is another way. You see, s is the first character and g is the last character. And so you all know, right? So what is the only difference? This method we need to put in our loop, so we can put in a concurrent method, right? Now let me do in another way. What we can do now, this time we will take another string. Okay, string str is equal to, we're gonna take it null, and we're gonna do the amendment, or I will just say reverse string. Okay, reverse string, and I will just do the amendment using the plus sign. So what I'm gonna do, I will use for loop. The same logic, guys. Integer I is equal to length minus 1. Then I will just say I greater than it is equal to 0, and I minus minus, right? And what I will do now, I will have one variable reverse string, right, which is null now. So I will just say reverse is equal to reverse plus. See why I am using plus operator? Because in Java the string we can do the concatenation, right? We can amend the string using a plus sign. Like if I put SLT plus learning, it will make SLT learning. This is the inbuilt feature of Java. So what it will do, reverse null So null plus I want to print the last character, right? So what I will do, str dot character at, I will just say I, that means it will take a 11, right? The first one it will take length is 12 minus 1 11, right? If you want I can also do one thing. This is our first string, right? So this will keep storing over here, right? So each iteration it will keep storing over here. If you want to print that iteration, right, let's we print this iteration. So let me just say is value of I. Okay, I'm just showing you these things. So value of I would be I plus, I will just say is character at I, right? So what is a character? It will print. We gonna show that one as well. See, these are totally two different things we are doing. Okay, so we are printing this line by line for just debugging purpose, for a learning purpose. But this will what it will do, every time it will amend the string. Okay, so first one null, it will come null, then last character, right? So what will happen now? The reverse string is not a null anymore. It will be. Let me just also put the reverse string and just hold on and sorry and reverse string variable current value. Okay, current value in each iteration we can see the current value. Okay guys, so this will is more than enough for you to understand the logic how it is gonna be work. Okay, so let me run this one. Okay, so now let's we study this one. So first of all, value of I is 11. So what will come at, okay, just hold on, let me put this space over here. Okay, now let me run it again. So this is how you're gonna see, right? So value of I at 11, the value will be G, and that will make, okay, sorry, we no need to put null over here, we can make it blank. Blank. Okay, I'm just making it blank. And yeah, you see, so value total length is 12, the first value will be 11, it will be G. So the reverse string value, variable value will be null plus G is equal to G. Then the second one will be N, says none plus N is equal to Gn. So G plus N is equal to Gn. Now the value is Gn, and it will keep amend I at the ninth place. So this is how it gonna add and amend the reverse string value, right? So at the end what you can do, you can only just put the reverse string, it gonna help you. So if I want to say is, so after storing this value, never print the reverse string variable over here, just print outside the for loop. So I will just say is reverse string. Okay, I will just say there str. Okay, so now if I run this one, right, you see it says this is the reverse string, the reverse of SLT learning. Okay, and this is how we just can understand the code. Okay, if you do not want to do like this way, right, if you want to do some debug point over here, you can also put the debug point. You see, just put the debug point or just put the debug point over here, right? And you can just right click and just says go and debug, right? So this is also one of the good method when you learning something, right? Always small program, try to debug them and then try to click on this tab into, right, then go into, right, and when you go into, just mouse over on the value, you see it says length is equal to 12, reverse string is currently G, right? You can just right click and just says all those information you can just put in a watch, click on watch, so you can see the same information over here. If I go into, right, you see it's print over here, so it is printing over here as well. So this information you can also watch, you can just mouse over on those things. So this is how you can debug and you can see the value of each and everything which is gonna print it. Okay guys, so this is the second way you can use concatenation method to reverse the string, and over here we have taken another variable. Okay, so now Let's we stop the debug mode and we will talk about the third method, right? So the third method is pretty much straightforward, and I will suggest most of the in an interview they will never ask you to do this one, because this is something we are going to do with inbuilt method, right? So third way, if you see our over here, it says using a string buffer class, right? So when you use the string buffer class, right, which is has the inbuilt functionality of reverse the string. So how you gonna do this one? I will just simply say string buffer, right? This is a class. I will create one object new string buffer, and I will pass the string over here. So whatever the string, I'm gonna pass it over here. Let me comment this multiple line. So I will just use this syntax to comment this one and slash. So you see, this is a string buffer class. If you mouse over, it just says a thread set class, mutable sequence, and that is the reason it give you some more capability to perform on a string. There is a string buffer and string builder, both the class. That is one of the most IMP questions they're gonna ask in interview when they will talk about string. What is the difference between string buffer and string builder and all those things. So for that one, guys, I my channel, if you go this Java programming, right, I am mainly work for automation engineer, so there are many related interview questions. I have put it over here and also explain the basic of everything, how you're gonna work with string. So every basic and every practical things I have explained over here. So please go through this video as well. That will help you to gain some confidence in a automation testing. Okay, perfect. Now let's we go to string buffer, and over here to print a reverse, we will have a simple. I'm just gonna directly print this one. It just says str dot reverse. Sorry, not str. It just says sp dot reverse. You see. So whatever the string buffer we gonna store for this string, it's gonna reverse that one. If I run and just says run, right, it will just directly reverse my string. So this is string buffer, and this is the one object that we have created, and we have stored this one, the string for this one, and I'm going to use sb dot reverse. So in interview they will ask you what are the different way to do the how to reverse the string and all those things. You can just say there are three way, but I would always suggest, if they will ask you to write a program, always select these two options, guys. This will give you the good marks. That will create a good impression, and they will know you know the logic, how to implement the code and how to write the logic. But always keep a practice to have some notepad or some hands-on things to draw down the logic and then start writing a program. Do not directly blindly start writing a program. It may create a wrong impression. So hope this practical will help you. We're gonna come up with more practical for automation tester to get a good grip in Java and understand the logic. So whenever we will get a time, I will update more videos over here. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and share to your team or your colleagues who is learning automation and who is learning or giving the interview as well. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.